This is Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join Pastors Dave, Ty, and Shane for a fresh, fun, and often unpredictable take on faith, the Bible, and the world around us.
When you see that fin,
yeah,
you don't know.
You're looking for that.
You're
curve.
looking for the curve, man.
Yeah, you are.
And then
Looking
you
for
see
that curve.
2 or 3 more come up with it because they're in the pods
Yeah.
or whatever. And then
That's
you're
cool.
like, okay,
And you're safe.
I'm safe because they'll defend you from the sharks
That's right.
and stuff.
That's correct. Hey, it's
And-
Tuesday, and we're
And
getting
it's,
ready
you know
to
what?
record.
And by the way,
Look
just
at
so
that.
you know, it's technically right now. Apparently, it's Shark Week here
Let's jump the
at
shark,
Pastors Live.
We like
so,
it.
I don't.
We're about
You're
to
gonna
jump.
need a
People are
bigger
pulling
boat.
over right now.
We're going to
well,
jump the
today's
shark
supposed
today.
to be automobiles, but now it's like
Sharks.
planes, trains, and now you need a bigger boat. So we're working
need
our
a
way
bigger
through
boat.
it.
We got
So-
we got an email from Tina we have to get to today,
Yes,
by the way.
yes,
But
we
she
do.
talks about when God winks. It's good when it's God winking, but if it's a great white shark winking at you, that's not good.
No,
Go
that's
for the
bad.
You want
eyes.
That's-
God to
yeah.
wink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poke
that's
the
right.
shark in the eyes.
Yeah, get him angry. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah. By the way, yeah, that's like shooting.
thought you
a
turned them upside-
That's
oh,
like
you know,
shooting a black
flip 'em
bear
and
with a
tickle 'em.
22. Like that's
Yeah.
a bad idea. But let me ask you guys a question. Have
I'm
you guys
saying when a
followed?
shark's biting you, it's I'm going to go for the eye and
Oh,
try
I
to
understand. But let me
I
ask
can
you guys a
even
question.
You live in Idaho, bro.
Hey, wait.
You swim with sharks a lot.
I got a story for you on
No,
that.
wait a
Bull
minute.
sharks are coming into fresh water.
Are
got
there
it.
not? Are there not sharks in Idaho right now?
I'm sure
I've
they're-
been seeing these. Are they fake articles? Because I haven't paid attention.
Bull
I'm
sharks are coming into freshwater rivers.
So,
okay.
So speaking of that, that's the story. So
Okay,
a long time ago,
Pastors Live is off the rails.
A long
Okay.
time
I've got
ago.
some swampland I'd like to talk to you about. It's going cheap.
when I was about
for real.
17, 18 years old, I was dating this gal who was really gullible, and I convinced her that there were bull sharks in Palisades Reservoir. And because of that, the freshwater
Right,
stuff,
right.
and she looked it up, and she believed it.
You know that's called lying.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why I said a long time ago.
Or it's just called a bunch of bull.
Oh, that, you know what? That, okay, so just for whatever this is worth, there are no bull sharks
There's
or any
none in
other
Idaho.
sharks living in Idaho's freshwater rivers or lakes.
That you know of.
Disclaimer,
That
yeah.
we
that we
know
know
Hey,
of.
I want to
Wow.
clarify that is from the
However-
Idaho Fish and Game. I just want to point that out. That's, you know, so just so we don't freak people out, you know.
But if you
'cause
go
that's-
to the what are the falls that are in Twin? What do they call them?
Shoshone.
yeah, the Shoshone.
Falls. Yeah, there's sharks swimming in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
You can see him jump from the top to the bottom.
That's why they shut down Firehole Swimming Hole in
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone because of the sharks.
nice.
Yeah. None of the last 5 minutes is true. None of it is true.
except for the
People
Fish
like,
and Game says
is
there's
this-
no bull sharks.
So this is Pastor's Lies?
Call
This is
every man a
lies.
liar.
These are Pastor's Lies.
Speaking of that, we should probably get to a crazy televangelist quote at some point today. But
I'll pull one
but we were talking about when God winks. Let's get back to our I'm sorry, I don't even have the email
Who's in the
up
studio?
anymore.
Are we going to do
It's a
that?
good
yeah, I
Tuesday.
should do
It's a
that.
good Tuesday.
We'll reset. Okay, we got Gary Austin. He's here today.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, guys.
So we're thankful for him.
I
He's the
clap
guy
for
that
you, Gary.
Yeah, he's the guy that's it.
I'm your friend.
Okay, you know, so is it golf clap or is it a real clap? Is
Oh,
it,
just
is it-
golf clap.
Yeah, golf clap.
That's funny.
Okay, we've got the other guy. We got Maury's here
Good
today.
morning.
Woo! Well, we got Pastor Dave.
Hey, God bless you
Yay
guys.
for Dave. We've got Shane, who's desperately looking for reality of having sharks in the Idaho waters.
Look at his coffee cup. Look what they wrote on his coffee. It says, thanks, share.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thanks, share.
I thought it was
Who's
thanks,
Cher?
Shane, but it's
But, yeah,
thanks,
it is.
share. Here, I'll take a hit of that. Okay.
Sharing's caring.
Live to
So
give.
Shane's here today. I'm Ty. I'm here today.
Hey, Ty.
Hey, it's good to see you guys. But no, we're having. You know what? We're having a great time in the studio. The last
good
week.
day.
It's a good day. But you know what? We've been doing planes. We've did trains. We got to do automobiles, not bigger boats. But what was your first car? What was your first car?
That we owned?
that
Or that
you,
we drove?
Two-wheel,
that you,
four-wheel?
that you owned. Like your first car that you owned.
I'm working on that right now.
Yeah, that's paid for. That's paid for and you own. Dave is almost there. Pastor Dave almost owns his car.
Okay, that's a good point.
69 Mustang Grande fastback with a 302 Boss 3-speed.
Okay, not on the tree, but on the floor,
Oh,
right?
baby, on the floor.
On the floor. Okay. So Shane, what was your first vehicle?
1995 Ford Exploder.
Nice.
Booyah.
Nice. Okay.
It had the 6-disc CD player. Lovely.
Was it? It wasn't a white Bronco.
That's not
No.
our generation.
Yeah. Right?
6 discs in your first car.
It was
that?
awesome, man.
Yeah,
It was
well,
I miss
yeah.
it. I miss it so much. I have my
Right.
big black book
I
of
do.
CDs.
Right. I
I
you
can
can't
beat
use them
that.
anymore.
I can
okay,
beat that.
you can beat that. What's your first car?
1979 Ford Courier pickup with AM radio.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
In case of the apocalypse.
AM.
And you did your
AM.
you did your paper route out of it, probably. Yeah, buddy.
Your paper route
what
out
I'm
of it.
talking
Oh,
about.
that's really good. So Gary, what was your first automobile, sir?
Mine was a Volkswagen Rabbit. It was
Oh,
like a
yeah, the little
Diesel or
speedster.
Diesel, all the
Diesel?
way.
Dude, I'll
diesel?
bet you had
Okay.
that right now. That'd be
That
worth
thing-
some bank, dude.
Yeah, that thing
Right?
smoked like crazy. It was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
So-
Stunk to high heaven, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
were fast,
man.
quick little
Right.
cars.
So my first car was a 1967 Volkswagen Bug
There you go. That was my second car.
with an AM radio in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a standard with no floorboard. You could see the road when you were
Absolutely.
driving, like where
'Cause it had
where the heels are.
rusted out.
It had rusted out. The rails on the. I literally used like an adhesive to keep the running boards on it.
Yeah.
It was, and the worst part about that car was there was no. You couldn't get hot air. Like there was no defrost. I would have to scrape the inside of the window. I got pulled over in the winter so many times because I would be hanging with my head out the window, scraping the front and the inside where I was breathing so I could see. And I would get pulled over all the time in that car. However, because it was so light, because it had rusted out, when I got stuck in the snow, my friends and I, we just pick it up and get it out.
There you
Like
go.
it was
Sure.
but that was my first car. And I think the most
And they had
embarrassing
the flat
thing.
windshield, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the most embarrassing thing is my mom was trying to help me out, and she was trying to make the car fun.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
it was a
Yeah,
terrible
I've
car.
heard this story. Yeah.
And she painted it like a gold bug.
She doesn't. Does she listen to this program?
Well, if she does, she'll remember. But she painted it and she put butterfly wings on it.
I remember. I
And
remember the
little
story.
eyelashes on it.
Yeah.
And after that, I drove it to school one day because it was a surprise.
Oh, that's a good way to get beat up.
Oh, buddy. I think it was years before I lived that down. Because
Butterfly.
oh,
Well,
it
that's
was
that's like Ralphie's bunny pajamas
Yes.
on the Christmas Story.
Yes.
That's like, no, Mom, what were you thinking?
Yes.
yeah, that was I suffered for that quite heavily.
yeah.
People were
bless
breaking
you.
it's because people were breaking it. Like once that happened,
course.
they were breaking headlights and things. And so I took it home, and one weekend I had a friend of mine come over. We wet sanded because she did it with a brush. So we wet sanded the whole thing, and I painted it like that, the brown primer.
Yeah.
And I drove that thing until I could literally Flintstone it, and then it was just
Done.
Yeah,
Speaking of
so-
Flintstone, so I had that car. I had a 67
Flintstones,
Bug my freshman year
Oh,
of
okay,
college, but it was red, and his name was Fred. And I had a styrofoam Fred Flintstone in the little handle on the glove box. I had a styrofoam Fred Flintstone in the handle of the glove box, and my car was named Fred.
I can't.
That's good.
I can't remember. Was 67 Bugs? Did they have the engine in the back?
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
They made
Yeah,
that.
sort of.
I hear a lot of stories
Now
from
I
my
had.
mom. and
We
stuff
also.
like that.
This is really cool. The other day on Facebook Marketplace or something, whatever it was, I was scrolling and I stopped. Oh my gosh, honey, look at this! And it was our 1986 Vanagon. And I don't know if Ty remembers it because I had this once when we brought our kids through. The luggage rack over the driver's seat always rattled, so I always had wood, and people always laughed at us. I had wood for firewood in the luggage rack over my head, but I had it strapped down with bungee cords. That was the only thing that would keep that stupid deal from rattling, right? They're like, "Oh, are you going camping? Do you think I'm going camping?"
It's the Griswolds.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I'm looking at Sylvie, look at this. And she goes, "Honey, I think that's ours. It looks exactly like, but it's an 86 Vanagon." And I go, "Look, it's a manual transmission," which is what we had. And the guy says, "But I keep having trouble with the oxygen sensor." And I'm like, "Yes, that's my Vanagon. That's it." Right? And I told him, "I think I want to buy this." She goes, "You're not buying that." I said, "Sure." She goes, "Well, how much does he want?" So I scroll down, $18,000.
Negative Ghost Rider.
I'm like, "Dude, you got to get rid of that one in the front. You're 10,000 over, man."
Fix that oxygen sensor, and then we'll talk.
Well, I
That
miss
oxygen sensor got me stranded in Mexico one time. I'm in Mexico doing a missions trip, and that was the end of the road, man. Yeah,
That was it. So I think we all have those those experiences with our first vehicle and things like that. And it's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage to have
Can't
to.
tell you how many clutches I replaced in that '69 Mustang.
Oh, right, yeah, because you're working those things out.
Oh, baby.
But Tina from Boise, she sent the thing in. She said, she was talking about how she was listening to the radio, and a song came on from the Rev kind of at exactly the right moment.
Yeah.
Because she was going home and she was discouraged, right? So, Gary, this one's for you, right? So, good job, right? You played the right song at the right time. That's awesome, right? But about 10 minutes later, an old friend texted out of nowhere, just asked how I was doing. She says, maybe coincidence, maybe not. Either way, it reminds me that God still sees.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think it's important when we're having these conversations. Like, I was thinking about times that my second vehicle, my dad wrecked. It was an accident. Then my third vehicle was a van that I still wish I had.
First of all, I want to say,
so-
I'm glad it was an accident that your dad wrecked your car and that he didn't do it on purpose. Hey,
No, he didn't do it on
here's
purpose.
Ty's car. I think I caught in wreck.
Well, there were times I misbehaved where that would have been appropriate.
Okay, so
but-
I'm going to drive your van
yeah.
into the river.
Yeah, I blew an engine in the wintertime. I was trying to get my van up a hill, and I just redlined it so hard because it was starting to move, and then nothing, just silence. I blew an engine. I ripped it. I ripped the block in half. And so that was a pretty impressive thing. But I was thinking, we've all had those moments. Dave, you get stranded in Mexico. I've had that happen. I blew an engine. Lori and I blew another engine in a used car that we did. We bought a used car, and it would just, we didn't know how bad the engine was, and that engine blew. And
Remember your first cars when you learn that your car needs oil.
Oh, Dave, I
Your
was
old
just
man's
thinking
like,
about that.
You just think it's gas. No, there's gas.
Yes,
there's
there's
oil,
oil.
and then our
There's
day,
transmission
lube.
fluid.
Yeah.
transmission fluid and everything else like that. And so but I think to remember when those bad things happen like that, those moments of discouragement, God hasn't abandoned you. Sometimes we've just made a series of decisions that didn't go well. An O2 sensor Dave can't do much about, but the fact that I didn't have enough oil in that engine, that was on me. And I was pushing that red line way too, even if it was full of oil, the mechanic said, nah, you still would have blown a ring or busted a rod or something.
Thrown a rod, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think those times you get a flat tire. The first time you get a flat tire, because you don't realize you have to change tires out. You just can't run them till they're bald, right?
Did you have
Wait,
those
what?
moments when
Yeah.
you see like through summer traveling, flat tires all over the place. People pulled off to the side, and then you take a minute maybe and realize that's never happened to me. I've had
Wait, what?
right. No joke. I have never in my life had a flat tire on the road.
Did anybody just hear God laugh in the background?
It's coming.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's probably the girls when they go up to
say,
the Christian camp. I'll have 5 of them.
This conversation reminds me of
That's a good
Hagar.
point. Of what?
Absolutely.
In Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Where-
I thought you
where-
said HR. I was
no,
like, what?
no, HR. No, Hagar. She talks about the Lord when she's driven from Sarah. She's in the wilderness, and God comes to her, right? And she says, the name of the Lord. She calls him, "You are a God who sees." because I have really seen him who sees me. And I love that, man, because even in, those harsh circumstances that maybe we don't understand, we're not, seeing the big picture, we don't know, it's difficult. God is always there, man. And I think of the scripture in James, God embraces the humble and he resists the proud. And when we humble ourselves in those situations, we turn to God and he's there, man. He's there.
So I want to ask a question of all three of you guys. So I shared this with you, and this is weird. Okay, this is weird.
Welcome to Pastors Live. You fit right in. Yeah,
but I still have it. Okay, so I was going through a season where I was just really dry, and I was praying, and I was reading in 2 Kings. Okay, this goes back with Tina and the coincidence. Okay,
right.
I was reading in 2 Kings, and I left work, and I said, hey, I'm just going to go pray. Didn't know where I was driving. So I end up going out all the way to that little boat ramp thing out on Lindsay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that little park, that little boat ramp park thing way out on Lindsay Boulevard. Yeah. Okay. So I'm out there, and I'm praying, and I'm doing circles and walking around. Nobody's out there. Guess what I find on a bench, old, rusted as all get out? A hatchet.
Huh.
I took it home.
Right.
Burned 2 Kings into it. The axe head.
You were reading that section in King. Gotcha. Now I'm connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That floated up to the top.
The axe head, yes.
How?
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's this old piece of junk that was just laying on a picnic table out there.
No, that's, as Tina would call it, that's God winking.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I got it. Burned 2 Kings into it. It sits in my garage.
That's awesome.
So what do you guys think of those moments?
I don't take them for granted.
They're rare.
They're rare, but I don't take them for granted. One time I prayed. I was at the church and I said, Lord, I feel like I'm not doing anything for you. I haven't really talked to anybody about the Lord. I haven't led anybody to Christ recently, and I'm feeling kind of disconnected from you. Like, Lord, if you're still there, can you show me you're still there? Somebody walked into the church office, sat down, and said, hey, man, I want to know how to have a relationship with God. And I went, all right, you're still listening. And so every once in a while, like when you pray and that instant the Lord shows up in that moment, it's like God's just saying, hey, I'm still here with you. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's moments like that.
Yeah,
especially when you're changing a clutch out in your Mustang. So I'm just saying, But, in our readings today, I mean, obviously, Jesus shows up for Peter. I mean, Peter denied the Lord, and he 3 times, and he ran away weeping, and he went back to fishing, and now Jesus has shown up, and I love how he puts his coat on and then he swims in. That seems like the opposite to me, but not having his head on fully straight. But Jesus just asked him, "Do you love me? I mean, do you love me? Do you love me?" And I mean, obviously, there's some beauty in the Greek language there. How the language is used, but he restores him, and Jesus just showed up for him. And I think sometimes Jesus just shows up for us, especially when we're really broken.
I would make a quick correlation there for all of us. For myself, Jesus comes into the garden, and Adam and Eve's initial response is to cover up.
Yeah.
Right.
Jesus shows up on the shore. Peter's initial response, cover up.
Yeah.
That's we do that.
That's what it's in our nature, right? I love how Jesus meets Pete, though. The same miracle that he started with is the same miracle here.
Needed to take him back to the beginning.
Buddy.
Yeah.
And he goes, my Lord.
But what did Jesus tell him? I'll make you fishers of men. How many fish did they pull up out of the ocean?
Right.
153. How many nations were known nations in the world at that time? 153. Yeah. All those details are there. So the little details.
It matters.
I'm reading in 2 Kings, and I'm walking around, I'm by water, and there's a hatchet, axe head. Yeah, those details are.
I'll let you
they're
guys
not
hold
missed
it.
by God.
Yeah. No,
and you're not missed by God. God's watching. He's
the God who
what
sees.
does she call him? Something Elroy?
Elroy.
Right?
Yes.
The God who sees.
Yeah. God who sees.
Elroy was here.
Elroy was here.
There you go.
I love that.
and
And he will always be here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, God doesn't look down at us like it's a Where's Waldo. Like he doesn't. It's not like he doesn't know where we are and what we're going through. Like God knows. He sees, and I love the El Roy, right? Because he's the God who sees. So the God who sees is the one who cares, and he watches over us and he pours into us. And so it's a beautiful thing to know.
Do you have that
God
passage
cares
up, Shane, on Hagar, so we can share that with Tina?
It's Genesis 16:13.
There you
is
go.
the specific verse.
Yep.
But that whole chapter is great. And, for anybody listening as we close up the program, sometimes hard circumstances, we live in a fallen world, and those trials, those tests, those things that seem broken, I've been thinking about this in my life. It's just a reminder to drive me to the Lord. Like I need something better than this, and the Lord is better than this, and I want to keep coming back to him. And so, just today, cast your burdens on the Lord and know that the Lord God, Jesus, is better than anything here on earth. And we need to desire him above all else. And sometimes that takes harsh circumstances to remind us what we're truly
Get
living
us back
for.
on track.
Absolutely. Hey, you're loved, your family. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join us again for more Bible talk, laughter, and unexpected tangents. Questions or feedback? Pastors Live at therev.fm. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.